Shalom, shalom, shalom Rabbah, shalom Rabbah, shalom Rabbah, and greetings again. Yeah, okay, let's continue. Now, what I want to share is this. There was an event of water that took place during the days of Noah. And we sometimes think and believe that once saved, always saved, and that's not the case. We have to understand that's not how grace works. And we have to understand that in order for us to find grace, there is a part in which you and me have got to walk, and it is by walking in obedience. It is quite important for us to walk in obedience, which means we learn the commandments. Those commandments were not just child play. Now, let me make you aware. Exodus chapter 19. Remember the event? This is the event when they saw, they witnessed. It is the time when the commandments were written. I think it was the first and the second commandment that were written. And when they were written, you know what happened? They saw literally fire. The word of the Creator is fire. So they saw fire literally. He was speaking, his voice was heard, his voice was fire, and they got scared. And that is why they sent Moshe or Masha to say, hey, you go and represent us. Whatever he says, we shall do. They were terrified. They couldn't stand into his presence. Right? That was the case. Because he wants to give them the word. And meaning that for one to say, I want to enter into this everlasting reign, which we term as heaven, right? It's a metaphor. This we term heaven. So we term it heaven, and it is to say for us to enter there, there's a ticket we have to earn. It's not you died and then you just automatically goes to heaven. Read the book of Daniel chapter number 12. Some will be sent to everlasting abhorrence, which means it is rest in perdition. Umlilo or big nazi. Now Owaga big nazi won't be shissing a lot. So which means the perdition, rest in perdition. So there's gonna be that fire that is gonna come to destroy. Remember I said on the first video, there's a contrast. The opposite of water is fire. The issue of water has happened. Remember the Noah's flood? Now what's coming to happen is now the fire that is going to seal the opposite, the contrast. You see? So now, this is what I want you and me to ask ourselves. Are we really worthy? Notice something, friends. Notice something. Those that were in Exodus 19 that said, no, we're not interested, we're not ready and all that. Those were the ones that built the golden calf. So which means the golden calf today is not a physical thing, but it's the things that we are clinging to, that we love so much, that they distract us from reading scriptures, our phones, our work. You know, we're so money-minded. We invest so much time in the things of the world, forgetting that all this is going to perish. Futility. It's going to perish. That's what the book of Ecclesiastes says. So now, what we need to ask ourselves is this. Event that happened in the days of Noah. There were many animals. Remember? Let's say, for instance, there's 100 giraffes, 50 lions, right? 100 dogs, right? I'm making an example now. What made those two that were chosen to be chosen? What was special about them? There must have been something that was special about them for them to be chosen. You see, many are called, but few are chosen. I hope you understand now. I hope you understand now that many are called, but few are chosen. So which means many of us, we are given an opportunity to live onto this earth, but only a few. I'm a chance, I'm a chance. It's a Friday. Go ahead, my brother. So now what we have to understand is that these animals that were called or chosen to enter the ark, there must have been something special about them. Right? If we are of a sinful nature, if we are of the flesh, how do we get to be in the refuge according to Psalm 91, which says, He is, you are my refuge, my dwelling place, or we get to come in the innermost place? We cannot. He hates sin. He hates sin. So we need to start to disconnect ourselves from a sinful nature. We need to live according to the scriptures. And then, which means then that we find favor or grace. Because he says, oh, okay, he's been trying. He's been trying. He tries to live according to the scriptures. But when we don't even make an effort, when we don't care and chasing things of the world, how do we expect then that we get to be chosen? You see, that is now the issue that we have to start thinking about. These are the things that when we wake up, we coming to share to people to say, hey, you may have thought that this is an European book, this is a white man's book and all that, you know, but it is something about the truth. And I'm going to enter into a journey of trying to reveal these with the Hebrew letters, and you will see the hidden mysteries of the letters. And yeah, that is something that was put into my heart that I'm going to come and share in this platform, and for us to understand these alphabets, that when you write your A, B, C, D, E, where do they come from and what is their meaning? Until we meet again, hallelujah, this is the Daily Manna. Shalom.